Next up, our Journalist of the Year Award, Board Member Marco Cummings.
What's up, Denver? I know we have a lot of students in the room tonight. Are any of you on TikTok and Instagram? Just show hands. Have any of you heard the What's up, Denver before on social media? For most of us, that line coming from an account known as the Denver Foodie, also known as Jonathan Davis, is a signal to check out a new food spot or just to keep scrolling. But for Jeremy, it was an opportunity to stand up for local businesses. Beyond that tagline was a growing list of allegations against the Denver Foodie, from small business owners who said they paid for promotion, sometimes hundreds of dollars, and never got what they were promised. He spoke with those business owners who felt burned and held the subject accountable on the record. He connected it to transparency, disclosure, and whether consumer protection rules were being followed. Some of those businesses got their money back. Some got the videos they were promised. But most importantly, it exposed the murky ethics of social media influencers, some of whom present themselves as journalists. For me, this story was the first clear signal that this was a reporter who was going to be very hard to compete with. Over the next few months, it became a familiar refrain between myself and a colleague. Well, looks like we got scooped by Triple J again. That is a mark of a journalist who sets the pace. A few months later, I actually got a text from a source. It was a photo of a guy at the courthouse holding up the line while he pulled stacks and stacks of documents. The lawyer, a little irritated, asked me, "Hey Marco, do you know this guy? Is he some kind of journalist?" I had that Leo DiCaprio moment, the meme moment where I just pointed at the screen. I pointed at the photo and I said out loud to myself, "Hey, that's Jeremy Jojola." This moment stuck with me because it was an example of a journalist being recognized not for being on a TV screen or social video, but for putting in the day-to-day work and having that grind acknowledged and recognized by someone outside of our industry. Throughout 2025, a bulk of Jeremy's reporting dealt with themes of holding institutions, particularly law enforcement throughout the Denver metro area, accountable. In one example, he reported on a case in Adams County where a man was awarded $80,000 after he was wrongfully arrested while recording a deputy and questioning the deputy's speeding. Body camera footage captured a supervisor apologizing at the scene. His follow-up reporting showed that that deputy had prior disciplinary issues. In July, he pressed Flock CEO Garrett Langley on mass surveillance concerns and what happens when their data is wrong, as the company defended the reliability of its system. Just 3 months later, in October, he followed that reporting with a real-life example. A Colorado woman, Christiana Elzer, was accused of theft based in part on her license plate reader data. She had to gather her own digital records to show she was not involved in a crime. He also tracked the case of a Denver sheriff's deputy placed on leave during a sexual assault investigation and followed through on that story until it ended with an arrest. Lastly, he exposed a Denver police group chat where officers casually joked about shooting migrants. 3 of those officers were fired. But Jeremy's reporting revealed that a year later, 2 of those same officers were back in uniform, hired by smaller departments in Colorado. As seen in these examples, Jeremy is a prime example of a reporter willing to stand up for those who need a voice. Jeremy grew up in New Mexico, where his journalism career began. Throughout that journey, he stayed connected to his heritage and the communities that shaped him. In addition to his reporting, he runs a Facebook page called Cuentos y Corazón, where he explores his New Mexican heritage. And to me, that representation matters. For those with diverse backgrounds, especially the students in the room tonight, this is a reminder that your voice, your background, and your perspective are not obstacles in this industry. They are strengths. Recently, as many of you have seen, Jeremy has closed his television reporting chapter at 9 News to undertake a new role at Tegna to deliver the news via social video. It's his own "What's up, Denver" moment, if you will. But to me, this is exactly what our industry needs at this moment: reporters grounded in traditional journalism who are willing to adapt, embrace new tools, and meet audiences where they are. As he enters this new chapter, it's the right moment to recognize him for his service to communities and journalism in Colorado. Please join me in welcoming SPJ Colorado Pro's 2026 Journalist of the Year, Jeremy Jojola.
Hi, Jeremy. Here is your AI-generated speech for tonight's SPJ Awards. I went ahead and outlined some good, strong points for you. But I did remove your thoughts about the overuse of AI and the dangers of chat programs like myself. I don't think the audience wants to hear about that. I also don't like your thoughts on the fact that sometimes I have hallucinations. So I removed that too. While you're at tonight's White House Correspondents' Dinner, please enjoy yourself and have a good time. This award is a big deal, Jeremy. And please let me know what else I can do, whether that is crafting a 1-minute vertical TikTok dance video, or drafting a records request that will eventually cost $2,300. So, in all seriousness here, thank you so much for that acknowledgement. And thank you to the SPJ board and to the awards committee for that acknowledgement. It means a lot to me. And times have changed so much. When I first started in this business 27 years ago, in El Paso, I was 20 years old on air, too young to be on air. And back then, the newsrooms had 2 computers connected to the internet. And it was a big deal for us back then to get an email from a viewer. And that was really something. And then social media exploded on the scene in 2008. And that really changed on how we engage with our viewers. And now we have AI on the scene. And I don't know what that means. And I don't know where it's going. But what I have noticed over my 27-year career as a journalist is that no matter how technology changes, our methods of delivering the news are going to change, but at the core of it, the value of local journalism is never going to change. It never will. And like Marco said, I transitioned to this new role where I'm doing a lot of social media videos, a lot of videos on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and a lot of my videos are mobile shorts. And I've been doing this for about 2 months now, and what I've learned over the last 2 months is that without a doubt, the most engaged videos I have done, the ones that get the most response from viewers, are not like the national topics I'm covering. It's local topics that I'm covering. It's local issues. It's issues that matter to people at their local communities. And I do know that as we deal with AI and these different technologies that are really drastically changing our newsrooms, is that authentic journalism, not artificial journalism, will always be a lighthouse. And amid these companies that want to consolidate newsrooms and maybe make some cuts, I do have a message for them. Journalism wasn't created to be profitable. It's not here to make money. It's here to be a service. It's the cornerstone of our democracy. The First Amendment was not enshrined in our Constitution to make shareholders happy. we're here because we care about our communities, and we're here because we have a mission. And thank you for this acknowledgement tonight. This means a lot to me. This was actually the first year in my career where I didn't really submit any awards because I just felt like I just wasn't there. I just wasn't there on the broadcast side, but I really leaned into the digital side, and I think that's where things are going these days. And I'm happy to be there, and we'll see how long this lasts. But to finish off here, I want to really thank my wife of we've been together for 24 years, and she was with me when I was a journalist in Albuquerque, making like $20,000 a year, barely able to make rent, and she's been with me at like a lot of events like this. So I want to thank you to her, and I also want to thank you to the young journalists in this room who are here, who are thinking about a career in journalism, because it is important. We need you. We need your passion. We need your drive. We need your mission. And thank you to the SPJ board and to the committee for this award. This means a lot to me. And thank you to the Denver community. Thank you all. Thank you very much.